we are then, Three Sisters, with our next race. It's Pit Bike Stock 140 Race B, who have just left the waiting zone out on track now for their formation lap. And just before things get underway, just to recap, Callum Brown, your fastest qualifier, all very close though, with Jason Matney just behind him in second place, Darren Cohen in third, Simon Thackeray fourth, Nathan Smith in fifth, and the man only known as Grant in sixth position. Well, I've got Ben Klukes actually on the time trial, so no, it is Grant in sixth, Scott McGibbon, Peter Wadsworth in eighth, Leighton Santos and Lee Marshall rounding out the top 10 as the riders make their way out of the waiting zone. Dan Connell straight for the first time, and will be back with us very shortly for the start of this first moto for Pit Bike Stock 140 Race B. Three Sisters, of course, is on the outskirts of Wigan in Lancashire, very close to the M6, and it's all, if you've never been here before, you'd never believe there was a racetrack here when you arrive here. You go down some of the back streets through some of the residential areas and into an industrial park. This is part of a bit of a nature reserve further down the road as well, Three Sisters recreational area. But you'd never know there was a racing track here. It reminds me a bit of being to the Belgian Motocross Grand Prix at Lommel in the east of Belgium. And it's around the back of some industrial park. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes up this fantastic racing circuit. And it's a bit like this here at Three Sisters. You never know there was a racing track here until you pretty much arrived, would you?
No. Just to confirm, sixth place, Grant Cunningham.
Cunningham.
I believe that name's a bit too big to fit on our grid graphic, but Grant Cunningham, in case the 1, 2, 3 storms through to the lead, and you want to know it's in.
So here we go. I think there's just one rider, number. No, it's not Cunningham, is it? I thought it was 114 on the bike there actually. That's Darren McCohen. I think just lost the engine on the grid there, but no, he's lost it again. So the green flag goes up, and what's going to happen here? Because he's got away just in time.
In the nick of time there.
That was close because, of course, they do have a moment to get the bike restarted, but the green flag was up there, so very lucky there for Darren McCohen just to get away, but it looks like Callum Brown, I believe, has got the jump on the field.
Celestial Pell, first place from pole position, as he comes through the S's now for the first time.
So great start there from Callum Brown, leading through the S's. Good clean start, everyone through cleanly as they make their way down Rochester Straight and towards Luna Bend, this final corner, as we head towards the back straight. Straight. This is where the circuit really picks up in pace down the back straight for the first time. And looking strong at the moment is the number 16 of Callum Brown, who leads them down the back straight. Jason Mountney in second position. Darren McCohen in third. I believe it will confirm that in a few moments when they come back towards us. But great start there. I think he was getting a good jump there. Actually, Callum Brown leading him through for the first time.
On the timing screens they come. Callum Brown does indeed lead Jason Mountney in second. Nathan Smith holds third place. Leighton Santos up 4 positions into fourth. Fifth, Scott McGibbon. Simon Thackeray is in sixth. Seventh is Dan Cohen. Peter Wadsworth, 8th. Andrew Giles is 9th. And Leon Worsley rounds out at top 10.
And that looked a bit like Leighton Santos there, dipping down the inside of Nathan Smith into third, although still very close. The man to beat at the moment, though, is Callum Brown, who has got the jump on the field as they go through the Luna Bend and onto the back straight here. Oh, but trouble there. Now, was that one of our front runners who...
That's Jason Mountney, number 100.
Beats the ground in frustration, but I think he's all right. The yellow flag's up as he picks his machine up. The race goes on, of course. Everyone else going through. Some of our midfield runners making their way down the back straight, and Darren McCohen, who had that trouble on the start grid, he's picking his way through the top 10. We just saw him going through our camera shot there as the leading group make their way towards Joey Dunlop corner.
Callum Brown comes through, maintaining first place. And yes, we have lost Jason Mountney. Leighton Santos up 2 more places into second place.
So here we see the replay of Mountney. Let's see. Just seemed to lose the back end, stepped out ever so slightly on the apex there.
And he was so lucky for Nathan Smith.
well, not to avoid him, he is okay incidentally, but I can see him pushing his bike back to the paddock, so Mountney is out of the race, although he is unharmed. But the race goes on, of course, with Callum Brown leading the race by 3.2 seconds. Nathan Smith and Scott McGibbon, of course, with Mountney dropping out. It means the rest of the top 10 get moved up a position. So McGibbon up to 4th, Thackeray 5th, McCohen in 6th, Wadsworth, Giles, Leon Walmsley in 9th, and Grant Cunningham rounding out the top 10, but still very close in this battle on the edge of the top 10.
Yes, this, I believe, is the battle for 4th place, following with Scott McGibbon, Simon Thackeray, Darren McCarran and Peter Wadsworth, all closely linked.
Now this is good news for Callum Brown, who's just crossed the line there, just dropping out of shot there late on Santos. In 2nd place, Nathan Smith, Scott McGibbon, Darren McCohen, Peter Wadsworth all battling away, but it's good news here for Callum Brown because he can ride his own race now, use his own lines and try and pull away from this good little battle on the edge of the top 3.
I think that's Peter Wadsworth there making a move. Numbers on the bikes don't always correspond, as a little bit of debris lines the track.
Oh, that's on the apex of Conrod Straight here, and there is a marshal down there just going to warn the riders. I think there's a side panel on the track as they all take evasive action.
Someone's nearly hit it there. Our marshal waits to pick it up.
We have to be careful there because that is on the apex of the corner, and as the marshal nips through now and takes that side panel away, it's only a small bit of debris. It normally wouldn't be too much of an issue, but if you hit that on the apex of the corner, it could wash the front wheel out. So good work from the marshal there just to get that cleared up. And the race goes on regardless anyway, of course, as Callum Brown leads. Gap going up now to 4 seconds from Leighton Santos, Nathan Smith, and Darren McCohen, number 114, who's just gone through shot. He's having a good ride because he had trouble at the start, and he's slowly but surely picking his way through the field.
He just got going off the line, but got going he did.
That looks like Nathan Smith looking strong at the moment, and then the 769 machine there just on the end. We're looking further down towards Simon Thackeray, who was running strongly earlier, but
seems to have a timing issue. I think Simon Thackeray and Scott McGibbon, for some reason, are showing a 17th and 19th, although I'm pretty sure they're still in this battle.
Yeah, we're just looking, yeah, quite right, they are still very much in the race, so maybe just a bit of a glitch on the timing screens, possibly. Callum Brown still leading the way, just crossing the line. So here we go, the battle now for 2nd place. It looks like Leighton Santos has just gone through. Oh yes, it's Simon Thackeray, number 769, the man who's just in shot, showing us a lap down at the moment. So I'm sure that the timekeepers will be on this, of course, and they'll make sure that it's all lap scored correctly.
Simon Thackeray and Scott McGibbon both showing on the screens 17th and 18th. However, very much still involved with this battle for 3rd place.
Yes, as they go. I noticed on that Nathan Smith machine, I think it was Smith anyway, that coming through Luna Bend now, that fantastic Castrol Honda livery on the side of the bike. The old Castrol Honda team from the early 90s, Honda Britain. Really does stand out as he makes his way down Conrod Straight there. We see, looks like 114, Darren McCohen there, Peter Wadsworth also well placed down the inside as they head towards Pentive Climb and towards the Coward Summit. That camera angle, it does give you an idea. It is a bit of a climb as they make their way around the back of the straight.
Yes, and very much downhill into Joey Dunlop Bend. Great fun.
It's very brave to make a pass into that final corner. We saw in some of the junior races some good moves on the outside there, which we don't always see here. We see the camera angle showing that great amphitheatre almost here at Three Sisters. It's all backed by the tree lining. And this, the more technical part of the track here, the first few corners, the riders make their way past the finish line up towards the valley. And this is about the slowest corner on the track, but really great for overtaking here. Depending on the line, you need to keep it neat on the exit there and not lose any time heading towards the Esses, which really do need to be attacked with precision there. We see some of the more experienced riders, that one not so much, the poor guy. That's 461, that's Dean Rowland, wasn't it? Was in.
Yeah, that is Dean Rowland.
you think?
Running 13th. Now we'll be dropping down the order.
Seems okay, but I think he took a hefty tumble there, so might have been winded a bit. We're just saying how you need to attack those S's precisely, and he showed, unfortunately, right on cue how not to do it, but rider's okay, which is the main thing.
He's back on his feet, I can confirm from looking out the window. Strong showing from our riders this afternoon who've fallen off. All of them straight back on their feet, despite some hefty moments.
Of course, it is mini bike racing, but it hurts just as much to come off these smaller machines. So good, of course, that the riders who have fallen casualty this afternoon have all been okay. We lost, of course, Jason Mountney at the starting straight. You'll see down in 19th place, 5 laps down. Lost it, relatively slow speed fall on the approach to Conrod straight, but the rider was okay, out of the race. Callum Brown looking strong at the front though with 3 laps to go, and still Leighton Santos in 2nd position.
Yes, took half a second out of him on that last lap, but the gap still at 3 seconds. Don't expect to see a challenge for the lead across the next 3 laps, unless of course Callum Brown gets a bit too complacent.
Well, looking at Leighton Santos, he is
slashed the advantage on that one as I speak, and then perhaps Callum is getting complacent. There's 0.13 of a second to take out of there. If that trend continues, Leighton Santos will be challenging for the lead at the checkered flag.
Now I'm wondering perhaps if Callum Brown may have made a mistake on the previous lap, because Leighton Santos, who's been running strongly throughout the race, just seemed to make a lot of time last time round. And this, of course, if you can just find a few tenths and start to close up, if you're the chasing rider, this can be a great psychological boost. Here we see with the dark coloured bike Dayglow helmet of Callum Brown, and then the blue plastics of Leighton Santos, orange leathers in 2nd place. And to me, it looks like Santos is starting to close up.
That doesn't look like much more than a second to me, Chris. Coming down the hill now into the Joey Dunlop bend, we'll see the gap as they come across the start-finish line. Last lap board should be to the left or right-hand side of your screen. Sorry, to the rider's left. And yes, another 3 tenths out there on that lap. I don't think it's going to be enough for Leighton Santos to challenge for the lead. He could get very close here on the last lap.
Santos with the fastest lap of the race on that penultimate lap, 104.749. I think you're right here, Jacob. It looks like it may be a little bit too late here, because Callum Brown, who's done all the hard work, has just got to keep it neat on this final lap. Down to trouble. Santos, though, closing up all the time. Here we see the race leader, number 16, Callum Brown. Just looking down the track here, I can't see any slow riders in front, so it's going to be a clear run to the flag. But Santos is closing here.
I think Callum Brown may have just had a quick look over his shoulder recently. He was posting 1:06s prior to that last lap, where he did a 1:05 dead. Had he still posted a 1:06, these two would be side by side right now.
Santos still charging in 2nd place, but it's not going to be enough as Callum Brown comes round the final corner and will take the checkered flag. Leighton Santos charging to the line in 2nd place, but it's not enough. And a good ride from Callum Brown to take the victory by just under 1 second.
Through now in 3rd place comes Nathan Smith. Behind him, Simon Thackeray, I believe, finished 4th. McCowan, Wadsworth, 5th and 6th. I think Scott Given then comes through in 7th. Grant Cunningham, Andrew Giles, Leon Worsley, rounding out the top 10.
British Mini Bikes Stock 140B draws to a close in association with Parker Racing. Thanks, of course, to our sponsors South Coast Honda Fun Bikes, SC Racing, Gloucester Bike Specialist, M2R Racing and IMR Racing. All these companies getting involved and supporting British Mini Bikes in 2018. We'll have a recap of this race very shortly, but coming up soon we have Pit Bike Stock 140 Group A, followed by the UK Mini GP and Metric Bikes. South Coast Honda Ultimate Super Mini to round out the action with Pit Bike Open a bit later on. Then, of course, we are through to our 2nd block of racing, with Stock 140 drawing to a close and the Group A riders out very shortly. But a great ride there for Callum Brown to take the victory.
Yes, unfortunate not to see another lap or two with Leighton Santos closing in later on. As I said, I think Chris did have a little look over his shoulder and realise he didn't have quite the gap he thought he had. Let's have a look at the replay. Some of the best bits. This was the off early on for Jason Mountney. This, the battle for third place. More again of that battle. And the off, we saw for Dean Rowland, as we said, back on his feet already. Here's our race leader, or rather winner, should we say. Just traversing.
140's Group A and Group B, who are about to line up. And as we cut back to the pit bike stock 140, they should be out on track very shortly to start their formation lap. But just to recap the qualifying from this morning, Callum Brown was your fastest qualifier from Jason Mountney, Darren McCohen in third place, Simon Thackeray in fourth place. And fifth and sixth, we had Nathan Smith. And Grant, I beg your pardon, forget the surname, a bit rusty with the mini bikes this year, unfortunately. But the sixth position, 107.494. Which was Grant Cunningham. Scott McGibbon in seventh place, Peter Wadsworth eighth, Leighton Santos in ninth, who's had some good rides to say, and Marshall rounding up the top 10. So as pit bike stock 140 gets underway, I do apologise on a personal level here. I will have to leave, unfortunately. There's been an emergency I need to attend to away from the track, so I do apologise about not being able to stick around today, but it's been fantastic to be back at Three Sisters here and with the British mini bikes, and great to see that it's in very capable hands, of course, Jacob.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Didn't need to say that. It's been lovely having you.
Oh, it is.
I
Good to be.
hope you come again.
Yeah, I'd love to come back again.
Not least because I hate our regular commentator, Howard Mitchell.
I haven't seen him for a while.
He knows. But no, it's been great. Thank you for coming. It's been good to meet you as well. We are new friends. For those who are unfamiliar.
Yeah, I've never met him before until today.
No, this is the start of things special.
And
It's
he
like
seemed
the
to
end
have,
of Casablanca.
you seem to have picked up your being a bit groggy this morning from Las Vegas, I think. Feeling the cold.
I was literally just about to say I'm glad there's no camera on us, but I've been yawning all afternoon. But yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks so long, and it's been great to be with Alpha Live again. And I did enjoy actually watching the coverage of the British 24 Hours on the karting side of things. So I am a viewer as well as I want to dip in to do the commentating as well. So it's been good to be here, and I hope to be back. I do like watching the mini bikes, and it'll be good to be back in the future. So I'll say my goodbyes and leave you to call the next race.
As for Chris, they are lining up on the grid as we speak. Callum Brown takes pole position. He's on the left-hand side of your screen. We are missing Jason Mountney. I believe had an off early on. I'm just going to look to Chris as if to say one last thing. Did Jason Mountney come off? He did, so it doesn't look like he's recovered. We're also missing third place, Darren Curran. So pole position, man. Callum Brown is slightly on his own for this one. Away they go. And across the line in second place was Simon Thackeray with Nathan Smith, our fourth and fifth on the grid, coming through in second and third. All riders who made the grid are away now. Callum Brown gets an early lead. And that is the way through the axis into the corner for the first time. Callum Brown with a bit of a gap back to Simon Thackeray. Still in third. The hill they come, and I think that was Nathan Smith. Seemed to have a bit of trouble on the back straight. We'll confirm that as they come through the end of the first lap for you. No one's quite pulled over yet. As across the start finish line goes Callum Brown. Second place is indeed Simon Thackeray. Nathan Smith has dropped in the order. Leighton Santos up into third place. Scott McGibbon in fourth. Nathan Smith is fifth. Peter Wadsworth is in sixth. Grant Cunningham down to seventh. Not sure what happened there. Lee Marshall is in eighth. Leon Worsley ninth. 10th is Tom Hartmell. Shane Mountney 11th. 12th Brendan Downey. Nigel Wilson 13th. Ashton Harris showing as 14th place. We've picked up here our trio of Scott McGibbon, Nathan Smith and Peter Wadsworth. They are 4th, 5th and 6th. Nathan Smith was obviously running a bit higher, but he had a bit of trouble down this back straight. Let's look to see what happens now. He hasn't got power at all going down that straight. Not quite sure the issue for him there, but he's lost another place here to Peter Wadsworth on the back of the circuit, Conrad straight. Doesn't seem to have much of a problem getting back with them now. So through we go for another lap. Leighton Santos has taken Simon Thackeray for 2nd place. Let's see if he can get after Callum Brown. Simon Thackeray down 3rd, Scott McGibbon 4th. Peter Wadsworth has confirmed the overtake of Nathan Smith. Lee Marshall has taken back coming in 7th. Back with McGibbon, Wadsworth and Smith here now. They go through the S's. There behind them are Marshall and Cunningham. Behind them Worsley and Mountney now. Mountney number 144 has, I think, taken it over Worsley on the 142. Yes, it has at the start of this lap. Just up ahead, Smith has. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at Lee Marshall and Cunningham. Let's keep an eye as they cross the line on the front two. Callum Brown had a 3.9 second advantage over Leighton Santos, but we know Leighton Santos has pace. However, he's not been able to make an impression on the lead on that lap. The gap remains at 4 seconds. Simon Thackeray comes through in 3rd. Peter Wadsworth has taken Scott McGibbon for 4th place. We are with the 26 bike now. That is Peter Wadsworth, followed by Scott McGibbon and Nathan Smith. Let's see if Wadsworth can do anything about Simon Thackeray in 3rd place and get himself up onto the podium. He comes through the S's now. Smith looks at the inside of Luna, thinks better of it. Around that sweeping right-hander we come. Wadsworth looks comfortable at the front of this trio. McGibbon in the middle and Nathan Smith does seem to be lacking a bit of power. Coming up Conrad straight to the climb. It's just started raining, I've been told through the window by cameraman Luke. As up the inside goes Scott McGibbon on Peter Wadsworth. I did say about half a lap ago he looked comfortable, but perhaps he doesn't fancy this rain coming down. It's not pouring down by any stretch of the imagination, as you can't really see it, but yeah, that wide line there by McGibbon allows Wadsworth back through, but now back through comes McGibbon. That's the rain effect for you. The slower outside line taken by Scott McGibbon gave him a bit more traction out the corner. They'll be getting a bit slippery out there now. Keep an eye on this. Could go any way with the rain falling. Callum Brown has a solid lead up front. He's now more than 5 seconds ahead of Leighton Santos. There's then another 5 or 6 second gap better back to Simon Thackeray, but here we are with the pack behind. There's the 142 of Lee Worsley. A few spots of rain, perhaps more visible on this camera than others. Down the hill they come. These three lead are Cunningham, Worsley and Marshall. Yes, Marshall leads Cunningham in the middle of them. And, no, sorry, it's Marshall. It's Cunningham, Worsley and Mountney. Marshall has a bit of a gap to these 2.5 seconds. So we are looking at Grant Cunningham, Liam Worsley and Shane Mountney in that order as we flip back to McGibbon, Smith and Wadsworth. Smith maybe enjoying the rain a bit more than the other two here because he's got right back involved in this. Scott McGibbon leads Nathan Smith. Nathan Smith has had trouble coming out of this corner in the past in this race. Let's see if some more issues affect him here. And yes, look at the overspeed that Peter Wadsworth has. Takes that position back from Nathan Smith. As Callum Brown through to start the last lap of this one. Down into Dunlop they go. These are the 4th, 5th and 6th place riders. You can see there in 7th, Peter Marshall coming through. And then the other trio of Cunningham, Worsley and Mountney. This is the part of the track where Smith seems to be doing better. As round the outside he goes. That's a fantastic move if he can put it off. Can't quite make it. He's got the outside line there for 2 corners in a row. Unfortunately means he suffers. We pick up Callum Brown, our race leader. He's got a 6-second lead back to Leighton Santos as he comes up the climb one last time. Over Coward Summit, into Joey Dunlop corner. This will be a routine win for Callum Brown. From lights to flag. Flag which is on the right hand side of the screen now is being waved. And Callum Brown takes victory in the pit bike Scott 140 race B. Leighton Santos comes home in 2nd place. We are looking at battle for 8th and 9th. Simon Thackeray has finished 3rd place. There's that battle we've been watching all race. Peter Wadsworth ends up at the top with number 26. Scott McGibbon, the 111 in 5th. Nathan Smith then comes home in 6th. Lee Marshall is in 7th. Grant Cunningham wins that other battle for 8th. Shane Mountney comes home in 9th. 10th for Leon Worsley. 11 is Tom Cartmel. Brendan Downey finishes 12th. Nigel Burns will be your 13th placed rider. I believe that's him coming around the last corner now. Quick look over his shoulder. No need to worry because Ashley Harris is a lap down. Will not be able to overtake you, Nigel. You're all right. A few replays for you. This was the battle between Cunningham and Mountney. Oh, sorry, Worsley and Mountney. This, when it started to rain, the 26th of Wadsworth getting back at Scott McGibbon. And this is Nathan Smith challenging McGibbon at a different point. And Smith trying to go around the outside. That would have been my overtake of the day had he pulled it off. Fortunately, the next corner is a left-hander. And here's Callum Brown taking the checker flag to win this one. Great ride from him. Great battling from these guys. And the 3 behind them. That's them there.